Hello and welcome all to the JUnit 4 and 5 part 4 session. Today we are going to talk about performance testing, how to test the specific method, how can we do the performance uh, test a specific method. Okay. So first of all, before going to the JUnit, first of all let me create um, a, a class which has where I will be printing something for certain with certain condition. So let me say that let me, so this is the source folder. You can see create the package known as com.asif and let me create a class. Okay. So let me name it as some sample class, and this is the main method. Okay. So this is a sample class. You can see. So I will first of all delete the main class, main method. First of all, I will create a method known as public void of run. So I need to run something. This is the run method. So inside this run method, I need to print. So let me print. So sort of, I will say I'll print hello. So let's say that I need to print this hello for 100 times. So as I know the count, so I will be using do while condition. Okay. If I don't know the count, I will be using for loop. So as I know uh, the count, I will be using do. Control space and enter. So this is the condition. So I need to print this, copy this and paste it inside here. So how many times I need to print? So let's say that I need to print for 100 times. So we'll say 100 is less than equal to, okay. So it's going to print this thing. First of all, let me initialize these I will say I is equal to 1. So first of all, I initialize I is equal to 0. And what I'm doing is, first of all, it will come into this loop and it's going to print this for the first time. Then it's going to check I is less than or equal to 100. Yes, I is less than or equal to 100, so it's going to print this. The second time it will go, so second time, what I will do is I will increment it. So I will increment the value. The second time it will go, the I will be 2. So it will be printing this thing. So I is 2 is less than or equal to 100, it's going to print for 100 times. Okay. So let me check this. So to run this, I need to have the main method. Okay, we'll write the main method at the bottom. I'll say main. Okay, this is the main method. I will create the object for the sample. So this is sample object. I got a sample object. Using sample object, I will be calling run. So the method should be small letters. I will say run. Okay, I'm calling run. So when I call the run, it will be this method will be called. So let me print some meaningful things here. So I will say value of I is, let's say that I need to print this. Okay, I'll print this. So let me run this. Okay, wow, it's running for the 100 times. You can see system was printed with the I for the 100 times. So you can see this value is executed for 100 times. Okay, so we are executing 100 lines of code. Okay, sir. So let's say that let me increase the count. I will say I need to print it for 1000 times. So this thing is going to print for the so this thing is going to print for 1000 times. Let me save it. Run it again. So you can see the value of 100 is just printed for the 1000 times. From 1 to 1000. Good. Okay. So let's say that I need to test this condition. I need to do the performance testing for this. So I need to do the performance testing for this. So let me create a test class, JUnit test class for it. So this is my class, right? So to create the JUnit test class inside the test, what I'm going to do, I'm right click on it and say new other JUnit. Okay. JUnit test case. I'm not selecting JUnit test suite, but I'm going to select JUnit test. So you can see along with my class name, test got added. Okay. So the package is it should be created inside the test, right? So select test. So the package name is, let's say that this is the package name. Okay. Session 4. It should create inside the test case inside the test folder inside this package. Sample test. I will say next, and when I say next, it's going to display all the methods available in it. As the object in super class, so it is showing all these things, so I don't want to go with. So as you can see, the sample class has two methods. One is the run, other one is main method. So I'm writing for the run method. So I will select the run, and if I have few other methods, you can select all those things. So as of now, I'm selecting run, as I have only run method. I'm not testing it for the main method. So I will say next. When I say next, you can see a sample method has created. So the name of the method is test run. So he himself is adding the prefix known as test. And this is the class name sample test. Okay. Test is added at the end. For the method, test is added at as before. So let me remove this condition. So do what I will do is, so as I'm testing the performance, so my expected value is, I want to know, I want to test this method. I am assuming that this condition should executed within 5 seconds. If it is more than 5 seconds, it should throw, my test case should fail. If it is less than 5 seconds, then my test case should pass. So that's the performance testing what I'm doing. Okay. So inside it, what test run, I need to do the cut operation, right? Okay. So what will be the test, my cut operation? So I need to create the object for the, I can use Mocktos, but instead, because I'm just as we are at the starting stage of learning JUnit, so first of all, I will not use Mockito and use the simple JUnit methods. First of all, we need to create the object for what? We need to create the object for sample. So I will create a sample object. So we got the sample object. So this is the cut operation. So on top of it, I'm going to call the run method. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So what is my requirement? Our requirement is I want to run, I want to test this condition so that it gets executed within 5 seconds. Not so that the condition is tested whether it's executing within 5 seconds or not. That is my test condition. I need to test whether it's executing within the 5 seconds or not. So what I will do is, so I have an annotation known as assert control space timeout. So this is the annotation what I have. Okay, duration timeout, expected timeout, executable, executable. Okay. So first one is duration. It's asking for the duration. How many duration or how many? What is the time you are expecting? Okay. Next one is second parameter is executable, executable. We don't know what is that. Okay. First of all, let me select this. Okay. First one is timeout. So let's say that first. Let's say that I want this to be executed within 5 seconds. Control C. Second one is executable. I don't know what is executable. So we'll say Control Shift and T and search for the executable. Okay, executable from JUnit, right? So I'll select this, Jupyter. Let me click this. Okay. So this is the information. So it's saying that executable is an functional interface. It's a functional interface. Okay, if it is a functional interface, then definitely it should have the only one method. What is the method? It has a method known as execute, which throws the throwable. Okay, it has one method known as execute. So that's the thing, execute. Okay, so I'll come here. So whatever you need to execute, What is that you are expecting to execute? So I want this to execute. So I'll control cut it and paste it here. Okay. So I want this condition to be executed. As this is a functional interface, as my executive is a functional interface, I can directly use lambda expression without knowing the class and the method names. I can use the lambda expressions. Okay. As it is, let me try one more time. I'm saying executable. Executable is an interface. Control Shift T to search for the name executable. Executable is an interface. You can see the I in purple color. So executable is an interface. When you click it, this thing is going to open. So it's saying that it's a function interface. So it's going to have one method. So when I have one method, then definitely I can directly use the lambda expressions. So let me use the lambda expression here. So I will say with here I don't need interface name, I don't need anything. I can directly make use of this thing. So use lambda expression. So what I want this to be executed. What this, I want this. Control Shift first. So this is my expected value. Here I'm saying that this method should be executed. This thing should be executed within the this 5 seconds. I am using lambda expression. Why? Because executable is a function interface. So it's not required to be aware of the methods available inside it. I know that execute is a method which is available inside it, but it's not required for me to use. So I will directly use lambda expression. But still, you're taking that. What is that? Method assert timeout is not applicable for the argument. This thing why. So the thing is, it's not taking this as time. So take this as time. We have something known as duration. So duration from the Java time. So let me correct this. So this is the class. So this is the class. So I need to make use of this class. So what I will do is I will say array duration dot of milliseconds of days. So whatever value you want, you can use that. So say of seconds. Value of seconds. So this I will say 5. So now I don't need more of it. Now it's taking the 7 seconds. So here my expected value is I want this thing to be executed within 5 seconds. If it executes, then my test case will be back. If it doesn't, then it will fail. So let me test this. Here look at one more thing. Here the condition I'm executing this thing for thousand times. So let me test this. Now I have JUnit. Oh, fast because you can see the time. The time taken to execute is 0.107. Okay, it's executed in 0.1 seconds. Okay. I will do one thing, go to sample and increase the number. I want this to be executed for 1 lakh times. 100. Stop doing there, I will directly click it because I am executing the same. I will say run test, rerun test. When you say rerun test, at the bottom you can see it's running, still running. Okay, and the test case is passed. And the time taken to execute is 4.063 seconds. That's the time taken to execute. So this has executed within the 5 seconds. I will do one thing. I will increase the time one more time. I will add one more zero here. So this time it has become, let me add one more zero. This time it has become 10 lakhs. Now if we go to JUnit and let me run this again. or you can come here and select this. You can see at the bottom it's still running. So it's running, 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 running. Okay, this might be more than maybe 15 to 20 seconds. And it's still executing. You can see my test case is failed. And the time taken to execute this test run is 24 seconds. The time what we are given is 5 seconds. If it is more than 5 seconds, this should fail. And that's what happened. I don't have any errors, but it's showing the failures as one. Okay, that's the thing. So that's how we can do the performance testing of a particular method. We can give time in seconds or minutes or duration or hours. So whatever value, duration, whatever value we want, we can give it in that way. Okay. So the main reason why it's taking a lot of time is because of the system.out.println. Let me remove this. So here what it's going to do, simply it's going to print, simply it's going to iterate it. It's going to run this condition for 10,000 times, 10,000, 10 lakh times. Okay. So I'm not writing system out of anything. Let me run this method. Let me save this and let me run this. Run this method. I will say, you can see it took just 0.09 seconds. Okay, let me increase the count. Let me increase to this many times. Save it. Let me go to sample test. So here. Okay, this should be launched. Right, okay. So I'm using multiple zeros here. So many zeros. So let me read my test code. Okay, say again. It's still running. Still running and running and running and running and running. Okay, let me stop this and go to this class, sample class. I'll change this to given 10 lakh guys, just to be two zeros. And let me run this thing. Run it again, rerun it. So, and it just took 0.06 seconds. So you can see the main culprit is system.out.println. So it's always good practice to not to have system.out.println because it's going to be major mark to the performance. So it's going to kill a lot of your performance when you make use of the system.out.println. It's always better to you make use of the debug instead of using system.out.println. So the main lesson is we should not use system.out because you can see lot of this performance. I'm going to degrade your performance. Okay, that's the point to be learned. And okay, let me document the things whatever we have learned. So we have learned about the performance test. We have learned about the performance test using the method known as assert timeout. So inside this we are passing the time, duration, comma and we are passing the executable. So executable is a default interface. So that's how we are using this as a function interface. So we'll be making use of the lambda expressions. This is how we can find the timeout. We can test a specific method to be run in specific time to make sure whether it's running or not, running in that particular time or not. So if it doesn't run in that particular time, then it's going to, my test case will be failed. If it runs within a specific mentioned time, then it's going to pass. Okay, that's about the assert timeout. So let me talk about a few more things. Let me try the same thing in uh, JUnit 4. Let me go to Google and check. Okay, assert timeout equivalent in JUnit 4. When I search for it, assert timeout and assert timeout. Okay, now we have tested the same thing. Let me test the same thing in JUnit 4. So this is my JUnit 5. So I'm trying the same method. Let me copy the package, the JUnit 4. This is my source folder. Let me copy there. And this is my session 4. Let me copy this package in the JUnit 4 test. So let me close the JUnit 5. Close project. So close. So this is my session. This is my sample. So let me test the same thing, the same timeout in the JUnit 4. So this is my sample class, right? You can open this and see. So this is my sample class. Um, okay. Let me right click on it and say new other. I'm going to search for the JUnit test case. So I'm going to select JUnit 4 because I'm testing, we have already tested in JUnit 5. Let me forward the package. Let me forward the folder. I will say I need to create it instead of creating a test. And the package name is test. Let me create some more. Okay. So you can see the test code added with the name of the class. I will say next. So let me select the method for which I need to write the JUnit test cases. Okay. So this is my test case. Let me remove unwanted things. Okay. So the JUnit 5 we directly have the methods. That's the main one of the important difference. In the JUnit 4, we don't have more methods. Instead, we are using annotations. Instead, the annotations we are passing the parameters. But whereas in the JUnit 5, we have asserts, equivalent assets. Okay? So there we have used the method known as assert timeout. But here we don't have assert timeout. Okay, we don't have assert timeout. You can say control space. We'll be not able to find. Okay. So instead what we need to do is inside the test itself, we can pass the timeout. So we can see the timeout value. So I will select timeout. Timeout is equal to 5. Okay, 5. I'll select 5. So inside this, I will call the simple class sample, right? Sample. Okay, I got the sample method. So on the sample method, I will be calling the run. So I'm testing whether this particular my cut conditions code under test is going to run within the 5 seconds or not. If it doesn't run within the 5 seconds, then it's going to fail. So let me select my method and say run it as JUnit. Failed with some errors. I don't know what is failed. Okay. So time is considered inside the seconds, right? So I will say I will use duration of the Java class, duration dot okay, duration dot okay, let me go to JUnit 4. I will say JUnit 4 timeout. I will go to I will look at that example. So this is one of the example here. With the timeout example, here you can see 10,000 stands for the 1 second, 5,000 stands for the 5 seconds. So I will make use of this thing. So I will say, so I will say timeout. So here I will say 5,000. 5,000 stands for the 5,000 seconds. So let me select the method and run it again. So you can see my test case got failed. It got passed and it got it run within 0.0.6. So let me add sysort. Check. Okay. I will say rerun my test case. So it's run for seconds and so it has run in 2.6 seconds. Right. Let me modify the sample class. Let me increase one more zero. Save it. And rerun my JUnit test case. So JUnit test case is executing. It failed because a test case took 5.004 seconds. So the time what I have given is 5,000. So let me change to 5,004. So and rerun the test case. So let me increase to 6 seconds. Save it and rerun the test. Oh, it took 0.21 seconds. Okay, I will give 9 seconds. I want this to be executed within 9 seconds. Okay, I'm getting error. So let me see what. Timeout after 9 milliseconds. Uh-huh. I'm saying to timeout after 9,000 seconds. So that's the thing. Okay, we need to try this. So here, what I have given is I have given. I want to print this for the 1 lakh times. So let me go to this thing and let's say that the timeout what I want to give is 5,000. So if it is more than 5 milliseconds, then it's going to fail. So let me rerun this. And I rerun this, so I can keep printing. The moment it's printing. For the 5,000 printing for the 1 lakh times. And it got executed in 5.0.3 3 seconds. So by the time what I've given is 5,000. So let me save 6,000. Let me give it as 6 milliseconds and rerun the test code. Okay. So what I will do is, well, I will remove one 0, or else I will, okay, I will remove one 0. So I want this to be executed for 10,000 times. So come here, rerun it. So it got executed in 0.4 seconds, so which is very less. So let me increase it to the 1000 and rerun the test case. It executed for 2.3. Okay, so that's how we can view the timeout in the JUnit 4 inside the test annotation. That's about the timeout and timeout in JUnit 4 and assert timeout method in JUnit 5. So let's talk about few other examples, few other differences. Um, in the JUnit 4 and 5, let me go to Project Explorer. This is the JUnit 4 and this is 5. So we already have seen the packages. In the JUnit 4, we just have two packages. One is JUnit 4 jar, this is the important package. Other one is, so we just hardly have one or two packages. So whereas in the JUnit 5, if you look at the jar, JUnit library, you can see we have multiple libraries. Okay. That's one of the difference, and we have already seen the differences between the in JUnit 5. We can't have the methods and classes as public, whereas in JUnit 4, the methods and classes can be, it should be public. And in the both the JUnit 4 and 5, and all the test cases should be void because they should not be returned anything. Okay, let's come to the JUnit 5. If you look at the JUnit 5 library structure, so you can see three different types of layers. Okay, the first one is Jupyter r.junit.jupyter. The second one is platform, junit.platform. Other one is vintage. So we have three different. So we have three different categories. One is vintage. So the vintage is mainly used to support the JUnit 2 and 3 compatibility. So if at all we want to run JUnit 2 and 3 versions, then we should make use of the vintage. So so platform, other one is a platform, other category is platform. This platform contains the JUnit runners. So we're going to talk about it. So it's going to have the JUnit runners to run the JUnit test cases. And the third category is Jupyter. Jupyter is to support. It contains all the annotations. Okay, all the annotations related to the 4 and 5. Okay, that's the thing. Let me document. Let me show it right. So here in the session we have learned about the timeout, which is present inside the this thing. Timeout. So timeout will be automatically taken in the milliseconds. So if I say 5,000, it will be 5,000 milliseconds. It is in the JUnit 4. So whereas in the JUnit 5 we have a method, direct method, where we can directly use assert timeout. So we can say we have the different, we can pass different overloaded methods. That's in the JUnit 4. JUnit 5. Okay. So the next thing what we have learned is differences. In the JUnit 5, we have three different categories. We have three categories. One is vintage, that is to run the JUnit 4 and 5. Two and three. Next is second category is the platform. The platform is it has runner, contains the JUnit runners. Okay, third category is about the Jupyter. So Jupyter contains the annotations. That's the three categories of JUnit 5. That's all for now. Thank you.